Welcome back. See, discussing parental negligence and impacts on society. This takes me to another question. It says, how do you deal with parental neglect and cope with your childhood neglect as an adult?
Okay, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Now, like I said earlier, some parents don't know who they are because of the kind of parenting that they had. And so they are passing on that ignorance into their own form of parenting. Now, like I said, if you are a parent, you have to know you first. You have to know the kind of person you are. Do you get angry easily? What makes me get angry? Am I open? Am I somebody that you can easily push to one side? Am I someone that is assertive, that can say no? So you have to know yourself first. Build yourself to the kind of person you would like yourself to be. This is possible. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Read books. Do courses that will improve you as a person first. Because the effect of these things is that you pass it on to the next generation. Yes, and then we have a circle, a vicious circle. We have a vicious circle that, it becomes a terrible thing. It becomes an epidemic. So you yourself, you have to then forgive your parents. Because let's say they did it out of ignorance.
Ignorance, yeah.
Because what you don't forgive, you become. What you don't forgive, you become. Even indirectly, you see all these people that beat their wives. The children will say they didn't like it. They find themselves doing it. Because the brain does not have a delete button. Yes, it keeps it in one side. And so before you know it, you see people
be activated and then
you start doing it. Even though you don't even like it as a person. You see yourself, so you have to forgive your parents. Come to terms with who you are. This is how I am. There's no change. There's nothing wrong with you as who you are. There's a problem is when you remain who you are. Everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses.
There's always room for change.
Yes, there's always room for you to work on your weaknesses and change. Like I said before, I wasn't an excellent parent.
Yeah.
Going into parenting opened my eyes and I started seeking knowledge, attending courses. Before I knew all this, I wasn't like this. I was a yeller. Anything, because that was what I learned. Sit down. My children were not. My daughter later started telling me, say, Mommy, anytime you are yelling, I just used to sing in my head. La 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 la. She was not hearing all the things I was saying. I was just shouting for fun. So, you have to know the kind of children you have. You have to know who you are. Work on yourself. And better, you can't say, this is how my parents turned me into. There are this kind of programs that you are watching. Several types of shows, trainings that you go to. Don't say, my parents made me like this, so I'm like this. No. You owe yourself. Let's say your parents did you a disservice. But you owe yourself and your unborn children to be better.
To do the right thing.
To do the right thing. To become better. As a child that grew up with parental negligence. See, most of us did. Don't let us kid ourselves. Most of us did. Because it didn't come from a place of they wanted to be wicked. It came from a place of ignorance. They didn't know. They didn't know. And then at a particular point, the economy of the country changed. Where we didn't have mothers staying at home anymore. They didn't know how to balance work and house. So they just left, the taking care of children to house helps. It happened. There was a point in that time and they didn't know how to change it. So let's not kid ourselves. It happens. I tell people, see, I parent or I do this coaching from a point of myself, from experience. I don't hide anything. I say it the way it is because it is going to help other people.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was the only girl. My mom didn't know how to deal with me. I wasn't open. I wasn't the child that would come from school and say, oh, this happened in school. My brothers were. I was the only girl. My brothers were, Mommy, something happened in school. Blah, blah. She didn't know what to do because she was like my brothers. Okay. She was open. She could say anything. Sitting down with her, she could say anything. But she didn't know how to cope with me. Why is this girl so silent? What's wrong with her? So she left me.
No.
So she left me. Yes. So she left me. So and that is why I said you need to know your children. Children are different. You can't parent a child the same way. The same problem I have now. My son is like me. My daughter is my teacher. As she's stepping out of school, every event that happened from the school bus into her class, she's giving me details. I even though sometimes I'll be like, okay, because the story is plenty. But my son, oh my God, what happened is nothing. What happened today is nothing. I was like, I can't leave this boy. So I probed. I will start. So when you left the bus, you entered the school. So how did you land? I put my leg down. Then you said, Mom, why are you doing that? You put your leg down. Say, yes. Okay, so what happened? Before you know it, you just say, Mommy, do you know this thing happened?
You open up. You opened up.
Because if you don't even know what your children know, it's a problem. Some of them have erroneous views about life. Their mates are feeding them erroneous views about life.
In school?
Yes, in school. So if you don't know what they know, once they bring it home and you hear it, put your own and use it to
correct them. Yes.
That one away.
Correct them.
But if you don't even know, they're just building it up. They're just building up. All these LGBTQ things that they're talking about, it comes from those kind of discussions that they have
in school.
Because some parents are negligent and they'll tell you it's okay. We have some woke parents that they'll tell you it's okay to be this, it's okay to be that, it's okay. So those ones will tell your child it's okay to have this kind of, it's okay to. You have to, okay, how? You have to sit down and start doing your work. Yeah. But you won't shout it or you won't make it look like it's a bad thing. Okay. Because the way to treat children is to try to be in their world. The way to treat youth or teenagers is to try to put yourself in their own shoes. So that they can listen to you. You tell them, this game you are watching, now let me play some. Oh, this is how it is. They feel you are among them. They feel you understand them. Yeah. And they can relate and open up to you.
We'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
This is Vivid View.